I'm the head coach for the South Durham Little League Majors Division Giants. And this is my son, Judah Cannon, who's a second-year Majors player. So today, our drill of the day is going to be the zigzag drill to work on drop stepping in both the infield and the outfield. Hello, South Durham Little League Giants family, Majors Giants family. This is Coach Cannon and Judah. We're just going to run through a couple of our outfield drills that we've been working on in practice, but something I thought our guys could run through while we're out for break. The first thing is going to be our kind of our outfield drill progression. So I'll have Judah step back about 5 or 6 feet. So this is especially good for any of our players who, if there's any struggles with judging the fly balls and trying to get, making sure they're getting under balls. This is a great way to start. And even if you're in a more advanced outfielder, this is good hands work. And I like doing it with tennis balls because you really have to focus on catching the ball to hold it. So, Judah, I'll ask you to drop your glove to the side. What we're focusing on here is making sure the player starts in ready position. And you're not trying to make them run right now. All you want them to do is focus on how they catch the ball. So the thing that I want to emphasize with players is you want to catch the ball thumb to thumb. So when you catch fly balls, it shouldn't be basket catching. We're trying to de-emphasize catching the ball way outside of the body when we don't have to. We want to focus on getting underneath the ball, catching it thumb to thumb. You should be catching the ball slightly above your forehead and getting under the ball on every play. And we want to get used to coming through the ball and being ready to throw. And so we'll demonstrate this here quickly with Judah. So right now, it's not very high pop-ups, but you want them to call for it. You also want them to emphasize getting under the ball and catching it in an athletic position. So Judah, go to power after you catch it. The other thing is you want to focus on catching the ball to the throwing side, or that's the glove side. So this is a great one, and I usually like to make Judah catch about 20, 25 in a row before we progress to the next phase of outfield. And so we'll do a couple more. The idea is he calls for the ball every time. He catches it to his throwing side, which is going to be to his throwing hand side, so he can transition to throw quickly. And that he doesn't catch it overly upright, that he's catching the ball in an athletic position. Right. And so, like I say, you don't want to make them move around. You want them to focus mainly on catching the ball at their hand. Then after that, we'll do V drill here, Judah, where you're going to drop step to the right or drop step to the left. So here is the V drill. We've done this in practice some, so you'll get your player in ready position. This time, I'm going to tell them where I'm going to throw the ball. So Judah, you're going to drop step to your right, and the ball's going to go over your right shoulder. So drop step, crossover, go. And you can do it simply with tennis balls right now, and it really makes them focus on catching the ball with two hands. And we'll try this one more time. So this time going over your left shoulder. So we'll drop step, crossover, go. Working on calling for the ball every time. And so after they do that a few times and they look comfortable, you can have them put on the glove. And at this point, if you want to transition from the tennis balls to a regular baseball, you can, and you can repeat that same drill series. Another thing you can do, and that we've covered in practice, is our zigzag drill. So in this case, you can do it with a very limited amount of space. And so what we'll do is Judah will start out in ready position. Wherever you wave your hand, that's the direction they'll have to drop step and cross over. So if I go to my right, if I switch to my left and then throw, he's got to call for the ball. I like doing this with tennis balls also because the tennis balls will pop out easy if they don't really squeeze that glove, if they try to cheat and catch it with one hand. And then let's do that one more time, Judah. Down and ready. Wave here, wave here, wave here, wave here. And what you want to do is make sure they emphasize drop stepping properly and that they don't turn their back to you. So the key thing is you don't want to see them turn their back or turn their head away. Next series in the progression that I like to use is then going off the tennis racket. So this gives them a little bit closer simulation to a batted ball. So what we look for here is you'll start them down and ready. First few, hit it right at them so they can focus on catching the ball with two hands and focus a little bit more on just making sure they're squeezing the ball. So what I noticed in some of our earlier Giants practices, kids are getting to the right place, but balls are popping out of the glove. This is a good way to combat that. So most people do have a tennis ball and a tennis racket at home, and even if you're in a limited amount of space, you can hit pop-ups, but we'll have you to start in down and ready position. We'll ask for him to call for the ball. And it's a great way so you don't have to worry about having those coaches' fungo skills. A little bit easier to control the racket. So down and ready again. And all I want him to do is really focus on getting under the ball, catching it with two hands. And then we'll do one more. Down and ready. And then if they're very comfortable with that, one of the things you can start to do is you can start to move them around a little bit more, so you can start to see how they transition from those drop stepping drills to live action. So we'll move them around a little bit more. You can start hitting balls a little bit shorter, a little bit harder. Down and ready. Make them come in for balls sometimes. Start to make them a little bit, gradually make them more and more uncomfortable, and see what their range is. And then after that, I realize at home, like on the ball field, we can go to fungos to get the truest versions of balls coming off the bat. And just working on things at home for the outfield, that's some of the key things that I like to work on and encourage our Giants players to work on during the break. And these tennis ball drills that I've found just to be very effective in helping kids judge the ball more quickly. So again, even working for those playing the infield, not really outfield guys, it's very easy. Judah, come in, hustle in. We'll do pop-ups really quick. Hustle in about 10, 15 feet. So even then you just make the balls a little bit higher, working on pop-ups in the infield. So it works for both infield and outfield guys. Again, Judah, down and ready. And so working on pop-ups is a lot easier to do at home in limited space, but these are some of the things I thought would be good for our Giants family to take advantage of during the break. And we want to let you know that we're keeping everybody in our prayers. We want you to be safe. Keep working on your baseball skill sets, and look forward to a time that we can reconvene as a team very soon. So take care and be safe.